Why does AMSOIL cost 2 to 3 times more than the oil sitting right next to it on the shelf? Is it actually worth the premium, or are you just paying for fancy marketing and a brand name? I've been asking that question for over 20 years in the shop, and I've spent a long time digging into exactly what makes AMSOIL cost what it costs. What I found surprised me because some of it is genuinely justified, and some of it is just the reality of how they've chosen to build their business. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you're paying for when you buy AMSOIL, and whether any of it actually matters for your engine. Let's break it down. First, let's put some real numbers on the table. AMSOIL Signature Series typically runs $12 to $14 per quart, depending on where you buy it. Mobil 1 runs about $8 to $10 per quart. Castrol EDGE is around $7 to $9 per quart. Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic is about $6 to $8 per quart. For a typical 5-quart oil change, AMSOIL costs you $60 to $70 just for the oil. A comparable Mobil 1 change costs $40 to $50. Valvoline or Castrol, about $30 to $40. That's a real difference. So the question is, what exactly are you getting for that extra money? Let's start with the most fundamental reason AMSOIL costs more: the base oil itself. Most oils you see on the shelf, including premium brands like Castrol EDGE and Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic, use Group 3 base oils. Group 3 is refined petroleum that's been processed through a method called hydrocracking, essentially running crude oil through high pressure and heat to strip out impurities and improve its properties. It can legally be called synthetic in the United States, and modern Group 3 oils perform well. But they're still derived from petroleum, and they carry some of the limitations that come with that. But AMSOIL uses Group 4 PAO base stocks, polyalpha olefin. These molecules aren't refined from petroleum. They're synthesized in a laboratory from smaller chemical building blocks, specifically ethylene. The process creates oil molecules that are perfectly uniform in size and structure. Every molecule is essentially identical. That uniformity translates into more predictable performance, better resistance to oxidation, better thermal stability, and more consistent viscosity across a wide temperature range. Group 4 PAOs are more expensive to produce than Group 3 oils. That cost gets passed to you, the consumer, but you're getting genuinely superior base oil chemistry. AMSOIL also incorporates Group V esters into their formulation. Esters are synthetic compounds that have a natural affinity for metal surfaces. They actually cling to engine components rather than just sitting on top of them. When the engine shuts off and the oil drains down, ester molecules stay bonded to metal surfaces, providing a protective film even before the oil starts circulating on startup. That matters most in the first few seconds after a cold start, which is when most engine wear occurs. Group V esters are expensive to produce, which is another reason AMSOIL costs what it costs. Now let's talk about additive packages, because this is where a significant portion of the cost difference comes from. Every motor oil has a base oil and an additive package. The additive package is what gives the oil its performance characteristics: detergents, dispersants, anti-wear agents, antioxidants, friction modifiers, viscosity index improvers, and corrosion inhibitors. The quality and concentration of these additives directly affects how long the oil protects and how well it holds up over extended intervals. AMSOIL uses a high-concentration additive package designed specifically for extended drain service. Their total base number, TBN, starts at around 12 for Signature Series. TBN measures the oil's ability to neutralize combustion acids. A higher starting TBN means the oil can handle more contamination before the additives are exhausted. Competing oils like Castrol EDGE start at TBN 9 to 10. Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic starts around 7 to 8. That difference in TBN isn't accidental. AMSOIL deliberately uses more additive chemistry to support longer drain intervals. More additives means higher formulation cost. The anti-wear package in AMSOIL is also more robust. ZDDP, zinc dialkyl dithiophosphate, is the primary anti-wear additive in motor oil. It creates a protective layer on metal surfaces under extreme pressure. AMSOIL uses higher concentrations of ZDDP and complementary anti-wear compounds compared to many competing oils. This matters most in high-stress situations, turbo engines, towing, high RPM driving, and during cold starts when oil pressure isn't fully established yet. Higher ZDDP concentrations cost more to formulate. The antioxidant package is another area where AMSOIL invests more. Oxidation is what turns oil into sludge. When oil oxidizes, it gets thick, acidic, and corrosive. AMSOIL's antioxidant system is designed to resist oxidation for significantly longer than standard oil intervals. They use a blend of phenolic and aminic antioxidants that work synergistically. Each type targets different oxidation mechanisms. This dual antioxidant approach is more expensive than using a single antioxidant type, but it provides substantially better protection against oil degradation over time. That's what allows AMSOIL to honestly claim extended drain capability. Let's talk about research and development, because this is a cost that people rarely think about. AMSOIL spends heavily on formulation research. They have their own testing facilities and they run engines for thousands of hours under controlled conditions to verify performance claims before bringing a product to market. They also pay for third-party testing, ASTM standard tests, SAE evaluations, and independent lab verification. Every oil they sell has been subjected to extensive testing to confirm it actually does what they claim. Compare that to some competitors who essentially license formulations from major additive companies like Lubrizol or Afton Chemical. They buy a pre-packaged additive system, blend it with base oil, and sell it. There's less proprietary development involved. AMSOIL develops their formulations internally with a specific performance target in mind. That R&D investment is baked into the price. There's also the quality control aspect. AMSOIL manufactures to tighter tolerances than most competitors. Every batch of oil is tested before it leaves the facility. They test for viscosity, TBN, flash point, pour point, and other critical parameters. Batch-to-batch consistency is extremely high. You buy AMSOIL today, and you buy it 6 months from now, and the performance is essentially identical. With some mass-market oils, you see more variation between batches because they're manufactured at multiple facilities with different quality control standards. Tighter quality control costs more to maintain. Now let's talk about distribution, because this is a real cost driver that's different from anything else in the oil business. Most major oil brands, Mobil, Castrol, Valvoline, Pennzoil, are distributed through mass retail. They sell to Walmart, AutoZone, O'Reilly, Advance Auto, and quick lube chains by the truckload. Those high-volume sales spread fixed costs across millions of gallons, which brings the per-quart price down. The trade-off is that they have to hit a price point that mass retailers accept, which means formulation compromises. AMSOIL doesn't sell through mass retail. Their primary distribution is through independent dealers and direct-to-consumer sales online. That model costs more per unit to execute. There's no Walmart buying 500,000 cases at a negotiated volume discount. But it also means AMSOIL doesn't have to compromise their formulation to hit a retail price point. They can charge what their product actually costs to produce and distribute. The premium you pay partly reflects that distribution model. The dealer network is also part of what you're paying for. AMSOIL has a structure of independent dealers who earn commissions on sales. That commission structure adds to the per-unit cost but creates a network of knowledgeable advocates who can help customers understand which products they need. It's not a perfect system, and some people find it off-putting, but it's part of the AMSOIL business model and it contributes to the price. Let's also talk about warranty and product guarantees. AMSOIL stands behind their extended drain claims with documented warranty protection for engine failures attributable to oil performance when their recommended intervals are followed and oil analysis supports it. That guarantee means they need enough margin in the price to cover potential warranty costs. Most oil companies don't offer anything close to that level of product guarantee. That confidence in the product and the financial backing behind it is part of what you're paying for. Now let's get to the real question. Is the price difference actually worth it? The honest answer is that it depends entirely on how you use your vehicle. If you're doing normal driving, commuting, errands, occasional highway trips, and you're changing oil every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, the real-world performance difference between AMSOIL and a quality oil like Mobil 1 or Pennzoil Platinum is small. Both oils will protect your engine adequately at that interval. Both will get you to 200,000 miles with proper maintenance. In this scenario, you're paying for AMSOIL's extended drain capability and superior base oil chemistry without actually using either one. You're essentially overpaying for performance you're not exploiting. But if you're running extended drain intervals, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 miles or more, the price difference starts making economic sense. Over 60,000 miles, changing AMSOIL every 12,000 miles means 5 oil changes. Changing Mobil 1 every 7,500 miles means 8 oil changes. Changing Valvoline every 5,000 miles means 12 oil changes. The per-change cost is higher with AMSOIL, but the total cost over 60,000 miles can actually be lower, especially when you factor in filter costs and labor if you're paying a shop. If you're running a turbocharged engine, towing regularly, driving in extreme temperatures, or operating a high-performance vehicle, AMSOIL's superior base oil and additive package delivers measurable performance advantages that justify the cost. The thermal stability protects turbo bearings better. The better cold flow characteristics reduce wear on cold starts. The higher TBN handles the acids generated by severe duty longer. In these applications, you're actually using the performance you're paying for. I've torn down engines running AMSOIL at 200,000 miles and engines running cheaper oils at the same mileage. The AMSOIL engines consistently show cleaner valve trains, less varnish, less carbon deposits, and better preserved bearing surfaces. That's not just marketing, it's what I've seen with my own eyes over 20 years. The chemistry difference translates into real engine condition differences over the long haul. Here's my breakdown of what you're actually paying for with AMSOIL. You're paying for superior Group 4 PAO base oil that genuinely outperforms Group 3 bases in thermal stability and oxidation resistance. You're paying for a high-concentration additive package with higher TBN, better anti-wear protection, and superior antioxidant chemistry designed for extended service. You're paying for rigorous R&D and quality control that ensures consistent performance batch to batch. You're paying for extended drain capability that can reduce your total oil change frequency and cost over time. And you're paying for a distribution model that prioritizes product quality over mass market price points. Some of that is worth it for every driver. Some of it only matters if your driving conditions and habits actually take advantage of what AMSOIL offers. Here's the bottom line. AMSOIL costs more because it genuinely costs more to make. The base oil is more expensive, the additives are more concentrated, the quality control is tighter, the R&D investment is higher. This isn't just marketing premium, there's real chemistry behind the price difference. Whether that price difference is worth it for you comes down to one question. Are you actually using the performance you're paying for? If you're extending intervals, running severe duty, or pushing your engine hard, yes, AMSOIL is worth every penny. If you're changing oil on a short schedule and driving normally, a quality conventional synthetic will do the job for less money. Oil isn't about brand loyalty, it's about matching the right product to the right application at the right cost. After 20 years in this shop, that's the only math that makes sense. What kind of driving do you do, and how long do you currently go between oil changes? Drop a comment with your vehicle and your habits. I'll tell you honestly whether AMSOIL is worth the cost for your situation, or if you'd be better off saving the money and running something else. And if this breakdown finally gave you a clear picture of what you're really paying for with premium oil, hit that like button. Next week, I'm breaking down whether AMSOIL is still the king of synthetic oils or whether it's starting to fall behind newer formulations from competitors. That debate is heating up, and I've got the data to settle it. If you're not subscribed, hit that button now. Drop a comment. I respond to everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.